Hi friend, welcome to the Honestly Handyman YouTube channel. In this video we're going to be installing a brand new outlet. Now on this install, this outlet's going to go on the opposite side of the wall as the old outlet in the same stud cavity. So that makes it a little bit easier than running wire. So the first thing we want to do is take off the faceplate of the old outlet. And obviously in this case we need to remove this obstacle, which is a towel bar in front of the outlet, so we're going to get that out of the way. Next step is obviously to remove the outlet and make sure that the power is off. In this case I'm using an outlet tester to see that currently the power is off, and then I'm turning the power off and now the power is off. I always like to double check that my power is off and not only test an outlet and not only check it with an outlet tester but also a DMM just to make 100% certain that my power is off. I don't feel like getting shocked today. And then basically what you're going to want to make sure is that the outlet is on, in this case, the right side of the outlet, and we have a clear stud cavity on the left side of the outlet. And then I want to take off this faceplate of this light switch because I want to get the same height on my new outlet as this light switch, because if not it will look weird. So that's a very important step to do, is to make things look aesthetically correct. So basically in this case I'm just setting up where my new outlet box needs to go. This is an old construction outlet box with wing stiles that connect back into the drywall. I'll show you a little bit about how those work a little bit later. Basically what I'm doing is just making sure that that is level and plumb, and then I'm going to trace around it and cut it out with a multi-tool. Now another thing that's important here is you want to make sure that you are over far enough so that you're not going to hit your old outlet box when you're cutting in where your new outlet box will go. That's a very important step because you can't put an outlet box on this side of the wall exactly where it is on the other side of the wall. You'll see a little bit more about what I'm talking about here in a second. But here I am cutting the outlet box location out with a multi-tool. This makes it a whole lot easier than using a drywall jab saw. I really enjoy using these oscillating tools. I will put a link in the description below where you could find that. See here, now you can see there's the old outlet box. You can see through the drywall, and that's where we're going to be running our wire through. So we opened up a new port in our old outlet box, and basically we're going to run our wire through there. And also it's important to make sure you are using the correct wire for the application. This is a 15 amp circuit, so we are using 14.2 Romex wire, putting that through, and then obviously just pulling it through our new outlet box location on the other side of the wall. Now that we have the wire sticking through, obviously we're just going to cut the end and make that ready to hook up to an outlet. I always like getting it ready, stripping the wires before I put it into the box, just because it's a whole lot easier to do right now than it is later. Here's our old construction outlet box, and obviously we're just going to want to open up one port in the back of that so that we could shove our wires through, obviously. And then the next step on these old construction wiring boxes is you want to run these wing nuts back and forth one time before you put it in the wall, just because sometimes that plastic is kind of hard and it's a little bit hard to get it to fully extend while it's in the wall. It's a lot easier when it's outside of the wall. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead and try it inside the wall, and you'll understand that that it's a lot easier to get it freed up when it's outside of the wall. Basically, you just shove that in the wall and tighten up those two screws, one on the bottom, one on the top, and it just makes those wings come out and really engage that drywall and hold that box in there nice and tight. So now you got a brand new box with brand new wires sticking through. You still have the old wire on the old box. Go ahead and just leave that wire there for now. I like to hook up the new outlet on the new side. Obviously I didn't strip these wires quite long enough because the new outlet is a wraparound style to wrap around the terminals. There's two ways to hook up an outlet. You can wrap them around the terminals, or you can punch them in the back. There's a little on most outlet there's a punch in the back. I particularly like to wrap these around the terminals. I do not like to punch these in around the back. As you can see there, that is my twist and nut 21-in-1 twist and nut screwdriver. I absolutely love it. It has a flathead screwdriver and also a square drive, which the square drive fits perfectly into outlets where they have the Phillips screw. So that works great for tightening up and loosening outlets. And obviously this, you're going to want to hook your black to your gold screw and your white wire, which is your neutral, up to your silver screw, and then your ground to your ground, obviously. And so basically this way I'm wiring this outlet is it's completely not live. It's not even hooked into the circuit at this moment, so I don't have to worry about anything shocking me or having electricity running to it. That's why I like doing it this way. And then go ahead and just install your outlet, install your faceplate. In this case, this new faceplate is actually a bigger faceplate than the faceplate on the light switch, so it looks a little odd, but that's actually what the client had, so he wanted me to go ahead and use that, which is an oversized one, and you can see on the light switch it's a regular size one, so it would be nice in the future to replace those. So now that we got that side all done, that new outlet installed, we're going to go ahead and wire in our new outlet into this existing outlet. Now, like I said before, there's two ways to hook up an outlet. You can just punch these new wires right into the back of the outlet. I would highly not recommend it. They are a very insecure way of fitting electrical wires, and in my thought, it's very unsafe. So what I do is, since there's only two terminals to hook up to wire in the wire on the outlet on the screws, I'm basically hooking all the wires up together and then cutting a lead wire. You can see that right now. I'm taking the white and the black and the ground out of the sheath of Romex and making those as lead wires. And those I'm going to hook into each individual wire. So I'm going to hook all the whites plus my white lead wire up together, and I'm going to be using my twist and nut screwdriver there. It really gets a good hold on the wire nuts. And then as well, hook up all my grounds together, and then last but not least, hook up all my hots together with my lead there. So when I'm all said and done, I will only have 3 wires sticking out of my box. I will have 1 black, 1 white, and 1 ground. And these I will hook up to 1 screw terminal of the outlet. So that way I'm avoiding any punch-in connections on the back of the outlet, so it's completely safe and secure way of hooking up an outlet. Again, I would not recommend punching in on the back of the outlets, although people do it. You know, new electricians going in with new construction do it all the time, but I would highly not recommend it. So basically just hooking this up the exact same way, you know, black to gold, white to silver, ground to ground. Once you get that guy installed, I like just screwing that in place, and then obviously putting my outlet tester back in and turning the power back on. And once you know that you have power there, you're going to go over to your new outlet, make sure you have power there, which you should. Everything's working perfectly, everything's wired up great. So the next step would be put on your faceplate and obviously replace the towel bar there that was in the way. So this was basically an in-depth explanation on how to run a new outlet. Very important to know a little bit about electricity before you do this. Running wire through the attic is a little bit of a different video. We'll be making one like that in the future. But thank you all so much for tuning in. Feel free to like this video, leave me a comment, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you all so much, and I hope you have a fantastic day.